Hello, hello, hello. At this point, if you don't hear those three hellos coming from me, you know that it's not me. So how you will know that I've been cloned one day is if I don't say that, but the clone will say that. Whatever. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mpumi Mbonane, and as I reintroduced myself last week, I am the expert that professionals turn to when they want to pivot into fulfilling careers with more impact and more income. And how I help them do that is by discovering their purpose and aligning it to a suitable profession. I'm so happy that you decided to tune back in for this week's episode. And if you see me for the first time, hi, so happy to see you. Although I can't see you physically, you can't see me physically too. Although I can't see you, but you can see me. Do you know how I will know that you've been here? Is if you leave a hello in the comment section, is if we engage, is if you let me know where you're from, who you are, what you're about. I can't be the only one whose credentials are known out there. Let me know what you're about. What are you doing for a career? Do you love it? Are you thinking twice about it? Let's engage. We're building a community here, and the only way we will build this community is if we have a dialogue. It can't just be a monologue. I can't just be the only one that's talking all the time. I really want to hear from you. So if there's one thing you do for me today, and even if you're a regular, let me know. If you feel like I don't know what you do, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, today I'm wearing a banshee, a black blazer. And you know what that means? I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business because I am tired of hearing this rhetoric that is destroying people's careers. And the rhetoric is, follow your passion. Does it sound strange for somebody who's always talking about purpose? It shouldn't, because I never tell anybody to follow their passion. Because following passions is the thing that has led many of our brothers and sisters struggling, because they are following what shouldn't be followed. Does passion play a huge role? Oh, it certainly does. Is it important? Oh, it certainly does. And you're going to hear today, what is passion? What is purpose? Are these two synonymous? What should we really be following? And why should we either be following the one and not the other? What's going on? Today I'm going to really unpack the difference between purpose and passion. And I'm going to warn you to not follow your passion, but instead to find your purpose and align that to a profession. Are you ready to get mind blown? Let's get into it. Alrighty, and we're back. We're going to be doing a lot of defining today. And the reason I'm going to be using definitions to drive my point home is because we need to be very objective about this thing. We can't be subjective, especially when it comes to purpose, because it's so pertinent and it's so important. So I can't just be coming on here and say, this is what I think, because you're not going to build your life and your career and your whole profession on what I think and my subjective thoughts. We're going to be very, very objective, and we're going to follow a very methodical and a very intellectual path. Okay, so let's start by defining what purpose is and why I am so pedantic about it, why I'm such a fan of purpose, and why I advocate for it so much. Purpose is, and this is a definition, again, it's not my own opinion, the reason for which something or someone exists, or the reason for which something or someone was created. There is not a single person that creates something just for the sake of having something out there. There is always a reason, but maybe the reason is I just want to have something out there. But very rarely do we find people who just create because they can. There is always a reason. And as you're sitting there, maybe you're not sitting, maybe you're driving or you're cooking or you're doing laundry, whatever it is, there is a reason why you were created. And I hope this brings you more liberation than it does fear. Because when somebody realizes, woo, I'm not just here randomly, I'm not just here by happenstance, that there is a reason, it needs to bring about a certain way that you think about yourself. So you exist and are still alive because you could have died many moons ago. You are here because there is a reason, okay? And when we start talking about doing something on purpose or something was thought of on purpose, here's what we mean. It was not by accident. It was deliberately. Deliberately speaks to us about deliberation, right? There was thought to something. So I'm here to submit to you that there was thought behind your existence. There was thought behind your creation. And the reason why people don't really do the work to find what their purpose is because it comes with your own deliberation. You are going to need to put your own life in Zoom or on your own life on focus. And you're going to have to deliberate what that reason is. And people run away from that responsibility because it takes a lot for someone to stop complaining about where they are, stop complaining about the nagging feeling that they have, but to start thinking, what was the reason? Now that I'm looking back, what are these dots telling me about where my life currently is and where my life is currently headed? Okay, so that is what purpose means. And another word or another phrase that I want to put to you is purpose built. Because here's the other thing. The fact that everything is created for a reason, it means that even in its structure, even in its forming, even in its components, there needs to be something that speaks to why it was made that way. So let me define what purpose built is. Purpose built can be defined as designed and built for a particular purpose. I always give this example, and it's so rudimentary that at some point I started shunning it. I want to compare a television and a chair. A television was meant to tell a vision. A TV literally is meant to tell you a vision in auditory form and in visual form, all right? We mount it on the wall or we put it on our TV stands because we realize that when people are sitting together, we can all watch this vision that is being told to us by the Creator. If you then decided that, you know what? I don't want this TV to show me a story anymore. I don't want to watch Skeem Sam on this TV. I want to take the chair I'm sitting on and watch the show on this chair. What is going to happen? Exactly, nothing. Because you're not going to see all those visuals and hear all those audios from a chair because a chair was designed for something different. So here's what happens with a lot of people. They are chairs, built to be chairs, built for the purpose of being a chair, who want to perform the role of a television. And then we wonder why people are frustrated, why people are running on fumes, why people hate their lives, why people are not good at what they do. You cannot be good at something you weren't built to do. And I know this is arguable because I'm the same person who has a mining engineering degree, who worked at a bank for some time, and I did those things because I could. But was I built for those things? That is arguable, all right? So what happens then is that people want to use things that aren't meant for the purpose that they want to use it for. And this is what creates a whole lot of frustration from a whole lot of us. What I wrote here essentially was a lot of us want to be excellent and we want to be stunning at things that we cannot be because we weren't built for those things. So if you want to be purposeful in anything you do, you need to ask yourself the question, have I been built for this thing that I'm trying to do? And I know it sounds like a lot, it sounds very unnecessary, but if we really want to get the best utility out of something, we have to use it for exactly what it was designed and created for. And the same applies to us. If we want to get the best utility out of ourselves, out of our brain function, out of the capabilities of our hands, out of the capacity of our thoughts, out of the capacity of our hearts, if we really want to get the best out of ourselves and the best out of other people, we have to put ourselves in a position that really asks everything of us that we can give. When I begin to do work with my clients, here are the sentiments I hear, right? And the people that I come across. People who are struggling with not knowing who they are and why they're on earth. And if you can relate to any of these, in the comment section, just say, yo, that's the one I related to, because I also want to understand who exactly is watching and what they need, right? Others say to me, I feel stuck. I have no idea where to start. Last week, I was speaking to you about starting over. It's not that, and I always ask myself this question, that when people are asking for advice, do they really not know the answer, or do they just want somebody to validate what they're thinking, but also thinking that what they're thinking is inferior? So I meet people who feel stuck and have no idea where to start. I meet people who feel sorry for themselves and their very lives. I meet people who are at the urge or on the urge of letting everything go because they are so depressed, and that's led them to having suicide ideation or even suicide attempts. I meet people who are very frustrated, who feel like they're knocking their head against the brick wall. I also meet people who hate their current position in life and just plainly hate their jobs. And if any of this relates to you, you are the person, not just for this episode, but for the work that I do. You are the person for me. You are the person that I have been built for. You know, the person that I have been designed for. So now I've spoken about purpose, right? We know that purpose speaks to the reason why something was created, or the reason why something even exists. Now let's talk about passion. Why I say don't follow your passion. Why I say it is the one thing that has led so many careers down the drain, because it is bad advice to give. Passion is a very strong feeling of liking something. It is a hobby, an activity, things like that, right? That you really, 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 really like. When I was looking at the dictionary for this definition, here are some things that they gave. Here are some examples they gave. The English have a passion for gardens. English people are very fond of gardens. Do you believe that the purpose for English people existing in this world is to look at gardens and grow gardens? Surely there's more to their lives than gardens, right? They were not created for gardens. Another example that they gave, music is a passion to some. Now others can argue, yeah, I was created for music. But listen, nobody cares about how well you sing. No, and I mean it. If you like Beyonce or whoever who sings beautifully for you, you don't care about how well she sings. You care about what those songs or what her music does for your life. She has a purpose to her music, whether you know it or not, whether she's explicit about it or not, there is a purpose to her music. Her singing is just an expression of that purpose. And this is what I want us to get very, very clear. Purpose is the reason, and passion is the expression of that reason. I'll give an example with myself. I love to speak. Oh, I'm passionate about speaking. But nobody cares about me just speaking and putting words together if those words are not going to accomplish a certain aim or have a certain direction. My purpose is to make sure that you step into a career that is fulfilling to you, a career that brings out the impact that you're supposed to have on this earth, a career that brings you money, that gives you the max of what you can make. That is my purpose. It is to make sure that you know what you're on this earth for and you get the best utility out of that. How I express that purpose is through speaking. You really wouldn't be bothered with the fact that I'm passionate about speaking if what I had to say meant nothing to you. You wouldn't be on this channel right now if all I did was speak, and I made no sense. So don't follow your passion in that you just go for what you're very fond of or what you like. Follow your purpose. Because what I know for sure is that when you merge your passion and your purpose, you're not the only one that's fulfilled by it because you're doing something that you love, but the people that are attached to your life and to your work are impacted as well. And that's why even in my purpose, I don't just make sure that people are in fulfilling careers because that's good for you. But I make sure that they step into impactful careers because that impact is what matters to other people. And the reason I also talk about money is because when you add value, you get value in return. Good work is rewarded. Good work is given a value to, has a value attached to it. Value begets value. So you cannot separate purpose from good money, purpose from impacts, and purpose from fulfillment. Because you're doing what you love in the service of those who love what you do. And they show that they love it by giving you a reward for it. So please, next time somebody says, follow your passion, don't even think about it. Think about what your passion is and bring it along. Don't follow your passion, bring it along. And that's what I want to tell you. Instead of following your passion, follow your purpose and bring your passion along, because you're going to need it. It's not always easy here. It's not always easy to carry out exactly what you're meant to carry out. But when you're passionate about it, when you really love it, when you're really good at it, it really makes the journey worthwhile. I hope today I've convinced you that following your passion is the wrong thing to do, but bringing your passion along is the exact thing that you want to do when you're thinking about the type of career you pivot into. It is one that incorporates your passion, but it is not one that is built on that passion. I hope you've learned a lot from this. In fact, instead of hoping, I'd like you to tell me exactly what you learned from this episode, what you'd like me to build on, what wasn't clear for me to clarify, and exactly what you'd like to hear from me moving forward. But from me, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.